Hey, thanks for joining me today. Today I'm making a cleaned up version of Rice Krispie bars that has honey and nut butter and crisped rice. They are delicious. Let's get started. Okay, we're going to start on the crisp rice bars, and these are a take on the traditional Rice Krispie bars that are made with refined products. The Rice Krispies are refined, the marshmallows are refined, and what I use here is actually Rice Crisp. One ingredient, rice. So instead of being like Rice Krispies where they're made in like an extrusion, these are brown rice and they're crisp. And I absolutely love these, and you don't have to use refined ingredients to make things amazing. I do like pink, but the refined world uses tons of pink, but I love pink with real flavors. So I've got my toaster oven heating at about 400, and you put your sesame seeds in for just a few minutes. Watch them. They are oily. They are going to cook fast. So I usually put them in 2 to 3 minutes, but you will know by the fragrance that these babies are done. Okay, those were in there for 3 minutes at 400. See, little bit of golden brown starting. You don't want these super toasted. Our organic rice bits are toasted, but we want just the flavor to release. So I'm going to let those cool. And you can add whatever nuts or fruit you want once we get the sticky base. I feel like a couple pistachios. I had to shell those. I didn't have any fresh. So that's about 2 tablespoons. I'm going to toast those for 2 minutes as well. While those pistachios are cooking, I'm going to get my parchment ready for my little pan. You could tape that as well. I think I'll be okay with just pressing that. I'm going to start with 1/2 cup of almond butter, and I get it smooth. You can get it chunky. Anything's going to add texture. 3 tablespoons of tahini. Now, if you didn't have tahini, you could just add extra nut butter. And then 1/3 cup of honey. Got a new Greek honey here. I love cooking with that. Look how gorgeous that is. Gorgeous and sticky. 2 tablespoons of date syrup. Now, if you didn't have date syrup, you can add in more honey. You can add in maple syrup. So don't worry about that. I just have it on hand because I use it a lot because I don't use any refined sugars. This is a 4 tablespoon chunk. We only need 2, so we're going to cut that in half. Put that in our pan. 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, about 14 grams. I don't use a lot of saturated. That's just my thing. So I'm going to probably use a little bit less than a tablespoon. But I want the properties of the coconut oil, which is it sets up a little bit. So we'll go about 2/3 there. And 1 teaspoon of my vanilla. You know, I make my homemade vanilla. You could use whatever you have. We have a beautiful mixture here. And what I'm going to do, I know it sounds crazy, and you don't have to take this step. It's a new thing to me. I put in a little orange zest. So now we're going to just heat that on low till it comes together. You want this to gently cook. We don't want a high heat. What happens is in a high heat is it'll turn into like a candy making situation, and then it'll be crunchy like those Sesame Crunch candies or like a hard candy. We just want a gentle combining of things. Oh, I didn't put in my 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. I add in crunchy salt, and you know I don't like salt a lot, but in this it brings out the caramely flavor. So put in some crunchy sea salt. With these, if you add too much Rice Krispie, you're going to get a dry bar. So we're going to start with 5.5 cups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. And we have more. Remember, we're going into a 6x6 pan, so we can cut them into 4, which is what I plan to do, but you can cut them smaller if you'd like. Now here, we're going to chop up some of our toasted pistachios. Okay, that's coming to a gentle heat, so turn it down. Remember, we're not taking this on high. This isn't candy making. This is combining gently to make a sauce that sticks while we compress it. Okay. We're going to add our 3 tablespoons of sesame seeds. Oh, I wanted those in there, sorry. And 2 tablespoons of our chopped pistachios. And you just want this to get glossy, thick. You want just to warm it up to melt that butter. You want it smooth. Oh my God, you can smell the vanilla. This is like so amazing. See, it didn't turn into candy. It's not sticking crazily. And pour that. And then combine it. I could add a couple more crispy rice, but that could dry it out. So let me take a bit. So perfect. Oh my gosh, you can taste just that drop of orange. Okay. Put about 1/3 of it in there. And press it down. Go to all the corners. Spatula did a pretty nice job. Get it in the corners because you want, the beauty of a square pan is the square corners. Okay, so layer number 2. Press down firmly. And the last bit. Cover up my little pocket that didn't get, a couple Rice Krispies didn't get covered. And I'm just going to go in with my hands, make sure everybody's pushed down. What you want is pushed down. You don't want these falling apart. So we do have to let these sit a few minutes. We're going to let them sit about 45 minutes before we take them out and cut them. If we would put them into the refrigerator right now, they would turn kind of hard on us and crunchy. So we have a lot of heat in here that we need to let get out of there and allow the natural firming up process. And I'm going to put a couple of, these were toasted earlier too, a couple more sesame seeds on top. If you were doing like a very good white chocolate, or if you were doing any sort of decorating on here, you can do that too. Yeah, once they stick, they stick. Hi, beauty. Okay, we're going to let these cool. Okay, it's been about an hour later, and it has been incredibly hard to stay away from these bars, but we're going to lift them out and cut them. This has a push-up bottom, which makes it very nice. Can you see that? Makes it very nice to cut a 3-inch bar. So even though they're on parchment, they are nice and tall. I am making very large bars because that is what I've wanted to do. Now make sure your knife is clean, because you only got one crack going through them. Okay? Oh my gosh, beautiful. And then we're going to go through. Go fast. But these are gorgeous. Look at the pistachios and the sesame seeds. And press them together a little bit. Now these can go in the refrigerator and will get even firmer. This was right at 1 hour, so They can even set up a little bit more, but they're going to be delicious. Okay, I'm going to get them ready. Okay, day 2 on the crisp rice bars. I'm actually sort of surprised I even made it this far. They are delicious. The nut butter, the toasted sesame seeds is a game changer. Clean and perfect for a snack. So I want to thank you for joining me. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon.